Thank you. Okay, sorry for the wait. My laptop takes a bit of time to start up. And Mr. Eichel commented that's probably similar to me. So that's probably true. Yeah. But once I get going, yeah. So, I put together something of a marketing trends presentation to help inform our curriculum planning. And yeah, let's get straight to it. So, marketing trends are pretty much informed by consumer trends. And consumer trends are informed by the greater trends like the economy and society and the environment. So it's not just looking at marketing trends, it's looking at trends overall and how that is affecting us as marketers. And one of the main influences of these trends is technology at the moment. And you'll see that as a trend throughout the presentation. So, question to ask yourself as we're going through this, something you've just started chatting about, is how do these trends affect the attributes our graduates need as marketers today? Maybe just think about that as you're going along. Maybe make some notes for our conversation afterwards. Could be helpful. Okay, so I'm just going to cover 10 consumer trends in 2015. This lady, Daphne something Alexander, Kesriel Alexander from the Consumer Trends Consultant. She's a Consumer Trends Consultant, and she put together a report for this year that I've extrapolated and taken the most important bits out and added a few other things for us. So that's what I'll be covering. So the first trend is what's known as buying convenience. People are generally very time pressed, and so therefore they are looking for products and services that are going to simplify their hectic on-the-go lives. They also are preferring top-up shopping, so going to buy just a little bit of milk here and a little bit of bread there. Just instead of going for these massive shops every month, they're going for top-up shopping in more convenient locations. Also, there's this increase of omni-channel solutions. In other words, people are making purchases on their smartphones and they're going to the store. So it's this combination of these channels. And then also there's this rise of the 24/7 culture. For example, in Britain, they've seen an increase of 31% of nighttime shopping online. So after stores have closed their doors, people are still buying online. And then there's this need to cater to the trapped consumer. So the busier people's lives are getting, they're becoming trapped in between meetings and in the traffic and at the airport, and so being able to offer them products and services in these trapped environments is becoming more important. Okay, just an example. This is an image from Nigeria. This is a traffic congestion in one of their cities, Lagos. This Gulf News said, in Lagos, a city of 21 million people, a journey to the store can kill your entire day if you lose the traffic lottery. So, therefore, there's this increase, this surge in internet retailing, even in a country like Nigeria. And Euromonitor, they're saying that mobile internet retailing in Nigeria has grown by over 210%. And this is an African country, so we can probably see more of this growing in other African countries as we go along, as we move forward. So what does this mean for marketers? And maybe this is also where we can pick up on some attributes. Technology is one of the main aspects that's helping people attain this convenience, helping them simplify their lives. Also, we're needing to streamline retail strategies to provide people with more convenient locations as well as parking, more convenient parking. And creating this seamless link between this online channels and then the retail brick and mortar channels is also important. And then naturally, people are needing to optimize their mobile stores, making sure that their mobile platforms are optimized for effective selling. And then this always on, this 24/7 culture, so it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, we need to be on, our stores need to be on, our products need to be available. And then offering customers in this trapped environment more options. Here's just an example of some ways that companies are beginning to engage in this. This is an app called Aisle Finder, and because people don't want to spend a lot of time shopping in an aisle, they want to know immediately which aisle is it at, and they just want to go directly there. And this app actually enables you to do that, but it also enables you to make a shopping list so you can tick off everything you've got. And then here's another app which is a 7-minute workout. People don't have time to exercise anymore, so easy workout sessions with YouTube videos is enabling them to stay fit throughout their lifestyle. Okay, the second trend is consumption as a route to progress, and there's this growth of the cause-conscious consumption. So people want things that are going green. They want to see that companies are going green. They want to see companies are caring for the environment. There's this growth of female empowerment, also especially big in the fashion industry at the moment. And then design trends are leading the worldwide product design in a major way. And then the growth of social entrepreneurship, which is the idea that more people are getting into business not for the profit primarily, but for the purpose that's behind what they're doing. And what does this mean for marketers? Well, we need to understand what are the values that are driving this change, inherent values. Values are changing in society today. We need to become, companies and marketers need to become change agents, leading the social and economic change, not just trying to catch up with it. And then companies need to design products that actually change people's lives. That's what people are looking for, or at least change them for the better. And then we need to know the latest trends so that we can capitalize on them. Okay, here's just an example. There's a company called Tom's, and their strapline is 1 for 1. And the way their business model works is for every one shoe that is purchased, they give a shoe to a child in some impoverished area. And people are loving this. Just to show you some of the stats, they've given away 10 million pairs of shoes already, which means that they've already sold 10 million pairs of shoes. They're now moving over to giving glasses away as well as water. So this is a growing industry, and people are catching on to this because it means that their consumption means something. They're making a change simply by buying products that they use every day. They really like that. And they love companies that can give them that opportunity. Okay, then the third trend is influencers, people more like us. There are normal everyday individuals are influencing consumption behavior. Ordinary people, excuse me, are sharing their individuality and their experience and their service experience, and the internet is obviously allowing this to happen in a growing rate. A-listers, people like Ellen DeGeneres and Kanye West, are becoming lifestyle mentors, encouraging people what to wear, what to eat, how to decorate, and so forth online, especially using their Twitter feeds. And vloggers, video bloggers, are influencing online trends in a major way. Here's an interesting quote I found. Ordinary people, not just celebrities, are increasingly steering preferences and buying choices. And here's an example. This girl, her name is Zoella. As you can see there, she's got more than 9 million subscribers on her YouTube channel. She just wrote a book called Girl Online, and her book outsold J.K. Rowling and Dan Brown's debut book. She's a normal person, right? And as you can see, she's only 25 years old. So these are the types of people that are becoming influencers today. And this guy, his name is Dominic Smales. He's actually her agent, and he says the following: social talent is defining the new celebrity. Far from being a flash in the pan, this is the result of a total shift in the way a whole generation consumes their entertainment and selects their influencers. Again, he says these young personalities are becoming ambassadors for fashion and beauty. They can be harnessed to promote brands, and they are not shy to chat in front of cameras. And also, you can generate lots of publicity if you get a group of them together, for example, at a party. And obviously, they're much cheaper for marketers than the big celebrities. Okay, so what does this mean for marketers? Well, it means we need to understand the new generation of shoppers intrinsically. We need to be able to engage in the conversation that they are already having. We need to welcome shared brand development. So it's not just us creating our brand and giving it to them. It's a collaborative brand development process. We need to have a wide digital reach, and also marketers, we need to become savvy digital strategists that understand the world and engage with them in a way that the new breed of consumers understands. Okay, the fourth one is called, I hope I'm not going too fast through this. Is my pace okay? Is right? Okay. This is the fourth one is called Let's Share, the rise of lightweight living. This is a very interesting trend. people are sharing a lot more. They're sharing their connections, and there's a lot of collaborative commerce going on. They're sharing buying tips of products and services, and people are going online to check out what other people have said about what they found, and they're making their purchasing choices based on what other people are saying. And then sharing to save. Incomes have remained very stagnant over the last while, over decades actually, and so people can't afford the luxury items that they actually crave. And so instead of buying their own, they're sharing products amongst themselves. This lady, Juliette Score, she's a sociology professor at Boston. She said, it's very counterintuitive from the old individualistic American culture where people aspire to increasing amounts of privacy, gated communities, and owning your own. Society is fundamentally changing, or the change is taking place from that kind of picket fence American dream to a more shared experience and shared life. Okay, so here are just some other trends. This was some research that was done by Ericsson Consumer Labs. They asked people what their interest levels in smartphone services are as a part of the sharing community, and you'll see that 18% of them said they're very interested in eating dinner in other people's homes. And another 20% said they're very interested in renting other people's household appliances and tools. Another 25% they're very willing to rent other people's homes, and another 24% said they want to rent other people's leisure equipment, and the top graph is people that are open to the idea. So values are changing. People's ideas of what's normal is changing. People are becoming more and more open to these kinds of ideas. Here's just a few companies that are taking advantage of this sharing trend. I'm sure you've heard about this company over here, Uber, that's using taxi. It's a new form of taxi services. They are currently the biggest taxi company in the world, but they do not own one vehicle. And yeah, okay, I don't know that one, but yeah, there it is, BlaBlaCar, over there. So this is a shift in what we understand as marketers, really. There's areas, there's changes in finance and consumer goods and space, where people live, and all kinds of different things. This is a growing trend. Just another example, I'm sure you guys have heard of Airbnb. This is a company which enables you to stay in someone else's place in a city instead of renting like a hotel room, and it's at a fraction of the cost. And this is just their growth that I've picked up over the years. In 2013, they had 1 million overnight stays per year. They've now shot up in 2016, or at least they're predicting in 2016, to have 130 million stays for the year. Some other stats are that they have over 1 million rooms currently on their platform, which is more than the Hilton, which has over 700. And the person who's renting out their home is making roughly around 100,000 rand per month extra for this per year. Yeah, that's right. So this is lucrative. People are wanting to give their homes for rent, and other people are very willing to stay in it. And okay, so and technology is what's changing this, but not only technology, but this shared economy. Okay, yeah, just some stats of what we can expect going forward. By 2025, they predict that this shared economy sector is going to have grown equal to the traditional rental sector, $335 billion. So in the next 10 years, this is going to grow dramatically. And if marketers are too myopic, in their way of thinking, if they just stick to their old traditional way of doing things, just like the DVD rental store, they're going to find themselves closing their doors. So, another important trend. Okay, so what does this mean for marketers? Well, it means that the sharing economy is growing, and it's disrupting the way that individuals think about space and ownership. And it's also, consumers want access to products and services rather than ownership. They don't mind not owning it as long as they have access to it, and they don't mind paying a small fee for that. Also, the collaborative consumption means these are key kind of trending words in this space: convenience, innovation, local, virtual currencies, community, and green values. And then technology is what's actually enabling and being a facilitator of this lightweight living. And a company called Collaborative Consumption, this is their strapline: sharing reinvented through technology. And then lastly, a key aspect of this trend is the sharing of information, which the internet enables. Okay, so the fifth trend is malls in community mode. And there's this trend of the growth of shopping hubs, which has a more of a community and experiential focus. A place where people can really spend the whole day and just hang out there. And then there's also this need for smaller central centers, which is closer to the city, where people can go for retail therapy and entertainment and dining and so forth. And then there's this trend of international allure, where malls are not just for shopping, but it's a place where it gives people the opportunity to taste foreign cultures through international brands that are being brought into their environment through the malls. Okay, so this guy is a sociologist. He says, interesting quote, "The mall has replaced both the church and the plaza as a place to self-actualize and consume." Okay, so here's an example. Here's quite an interesting example. This is a new mall that has recently been built in Rotterdam, Holland, and it's called the Horseshoe. And this is what it looks like. It is a massive building, and I'm sure you can see why it's been called the Horseshoe. This is what it looks like from the front. A very beautiful building. And I'm assuming that those, I don't know what those areas are, but you're going to see the inside now. They've got like a markety type store. If you've been to the old biscuit mill, maybe you'll know that this is a very similar to that style. It's a more market. It's you can communicate and chat to the person selling their goods, and it's kind of taking the market style and bringing it indoors. And here's another example of just what it looks like from the side. Very vibrant. People trying different goods and having a chat and meeting there with their friends and so forth. So we're probably going to see more of this style of mall growing as the years continue. Okay, so what does this mean for marketers? Well, it does mean that brick and mortar is here to stay. Online is not going to replace brick and mortar. But the role of brick and mortar is changing. People want to experience, they want to go out and experience something. The internet is for buying products. If they want a product quickly, they can use the internet. Whereas they're going to go to a mall to have an experience. And they're looking for engaging experiences, not just products. It requires a blended approach to retail, an omni-channel. They're looking for products of the internet, but then they're also looking for these engaging experiences. And we're going to see the growth of the shopping center socialites. Maybe even your kids, you'll know they want to go to the mall and just hang out there. This is the type of person that we're going to see growing more of. A place where they can connect with their friends and go to restaurants and get free Wi-Fi, for example. And then the last one is that they want technology to be integrated in their experience. It's not either or, it's both and. Okay, I'm just going to show you a quick example of video. I'm just going to put this on just to give you an idea of this. Just going to check my time. Of how things are changing.
Prendy Labs presents
sorry.
The Store of the Future.
Sorry.
Combining traditional bricks and mortar with digital technology and interactivity is the next step for retail in not only Australia, but the rest of the world. The internet has affected retail by offering a nearly limitless range of products at often cheaper prices with the convenience of shopping from anywhere. The physical retail store will always exist, but its form needs to change. It is the shopper's in-store experience that will get them talking and keep them coming back. The Store of the Future will take an omni-channel approach and create an environment that completely immerses the shopper. They will be able to quickly and easily find what they're after and can answer any questions or queries with the touch of a screen. Interactivity is one of the key attributes of the Store of the Future. Your customers will be able to dynamically engage with your product to find out more information without the need of a sales assistant. Technology lets customers see your entire product range, meaning less stock on shelves. A single item can stand in place for all of its size and colour variations to provide the look and feel, with remaining stock being held out the back or off-site, ready for instant delivery. This will remove the need for long lines, as orders and payment transactions can be processed anywhere in the store, even without the need of a sales assistant. Even today, customers have more technology at their fingertips than ever before, and they are not afraid to use it. Embrace the potential with a custom smartphone application, which will create an omni-channel experience for your shoppers while providing valuable insights into their preferences. Audience measurement can identify in-store demographics, allowing for more targeted campaigns. Content can automatically change based on who is looking at the screen, adding relevance to the individual shopper. Augmented reality can help add an appealing visual aesthetic to your store. Turn a lucky door prize, a simple welcome or thank you, or even a whole storefront into an amazing experience for your shoppers. Ultimately, it is about creating a personal, relevant in-store experience that the customer will remember. What does your store of the future look like? If you haven't started this conversation, then you're already behind. If you would like to know more about what the future holds for your business, contact us today at Prendy.
Okay, so yeah, that's a good example of what we can expect going forward, more of. Okay, the sixth trend is this growth of the millennials, which might be a bit different in South Africa, but overall, you're looking at people born between the 1980s and the 2000s, what are known as digital natives, and there are currently 2.6 billion people globally, so a huge amount of people, and only growing. They're aged roughly 12 to 32. They are constantly on their smartphones, and interestingly, they appear too ready to postpone life's milestones. So most people in the past would have, gotten married, had kids, gotten a house. These guys are not so interested in those kinds of things. And they also lack trust in authority. They're not as trusting as the previous generation. They're very optimistic and positive, more so than their predecessors. They have, especially with the Great Recession recently, they've realized that wealth is fleeting, and so they're not actually their life is not about making money as such. They have a much more caring side of life. They are actually looking to acquire less, not more. And they show a general openness and to socially aware brands, and they desire to actually do meaningful work. For them, it's not just about doing work that makes money. It's about doing something that actually has meaning to them in society. And by 2030, they will outnumber baby boomers, and probably Generation X by 22 million. So this is the next generation. This is the next generation of consumers that our students are going to have to market to, ultimately. Okay, here are just some other stats. Who are the millennials? $1.3 trillion in consumer spending. They don't like to be marketed to. They spend second most of any generation online, 87% as much as Gen X. So, yeah. Okay, so what does this mean for marketers? Well, they like to keep their separate lives private from their parents and from their work. So we need to ensure safety and online security to keep what they're doing separate. They're very socially conscious and less brand loyal. They don't care much for prestige brands and lavish ads. They are what's called Generation Pause. Many are still living at home with their parents. There's a higher youth unemployment rate amongst these people, higher student debt, and they're delaying these milestones. They also work differently. They are very educated. In fact, they're the most educated generation to date. They have a very can-do attitude, and they like teamwork, but they feel entitled to have variety, and they want constant online access, and they want a life away from work. So they have very specific needs when it comes to working. And they're very willing to listen to vloggers, people that have become popular on their own accord, not Hollywood models and so forth.
Meet Kimi. She's a child of the 90s, so she's a digital native. Sure, she still does lots of things the way her parents did, but what's really important about her is how she's different from the previous generation. Here's an example. Kimi's planning a dinner party, but not just any dinner party. She's throwing a tweet-worthy feast for all her friends that will make her the queen of her social circle. Oh, and one more thing. It's the year 2020. So Kimi's a different kind of consumer with different demands. Since her whole life's been shaped by digital, she has a different relationship to retail than her parents. Sure, she's using the same channels her parents used, but how she uses them is totally different. That means attracting her with today's retail strategies isn't going to work in 2020. And just to be clear, there are cajillions of Kimis out there, getting ready to flood your retail channels, or flood someone else's. And whether or not you can attract these Gen 2020s depends on the decisions you make right now. Understanding how to attract consumers like Kimi will be crucial for retailers over the next decade. That's why the Coca-Cola Retailing Research Council, Kantar, and TNS conducted their latest research. And the results of that research are clear. Provide better basics, embrace hyper-convenience, offer consumers an experience, and do all of these things digitally as well as in your physical channels. Remember Kimi's dinner party? Well, the first thing she needs to do is make a list of what she needs. And since digital devices will have proliferated so much by then, she'll be ready to engage either digitally or in person, which means you've got to be ready. No matter how she decides to engage, you've got to be prepared to do a better job of providing the basics. Things like selection and shopping environment will influence her decision in person, and browsing speed and security will make or break a digital transaction. In both cases, a better basic experience is the first step in attracting Gen 2020. And once Kimi is interested, you've got two ways to win her heart. Either make shopping easier for her, both physically and digitally, or make it an engaging experience. Or both. To successfully engage Gen 2020, you've got to make things hyper-convenient and meaningful. Just displaying your wares won't work anymore. Kimi wants an experience when she goes shopping. And your work isn't done when the transaction's complete. Kimi's a social being. She shares her experience with other Gen 2020s. And her recommendation starts the cycle over again for one of her friends. Retail success in 2020 depends upon nurturing a relationship with customers, so you're already at their fingertips the next time they need you. Kimi's dinner party is a success. She found a retailer that delivered better basics, her transaction was easy as pie, and she had a great experience she shared with her social circle. Attracting customers like Kimi in the future will be hard work, but by monitoring the evolution of the consumers in your locale, you'll be ready to offer Gen 2020 the retail relationship they'll demand. Find out how to monitor these insights at ccrrc.org.
So privacy is very important. I'm sad Sandra's not here because this is a big area in the area of law, you know, privacy and keeping people's things private. But anyways, this group of people, at least the trend is people want to feel more in control of their data. They want to know what's being used, what of their data is being used. They don't mind giving away data, actually, if it can help them. So like Amazon, for example, if you've bought a book on Amazon or on Kindle, it will recommend books based on your demographics and based on what you've purchased before. And people like that. It's making their shopping more convenient, as long as they know what's happening with their data. And then more brands are positioning themselves, or at least promoting themselves as privacy friendly, making sure, telling people that their data is safe. Here's an example of what happens when things go wrong. Target in America, we recently hacked, and 40 million of their customers' credit card details and PINs and the works were stolen. And it happened in November 2013, but they only found out about it like almost a month later. So a lot of people, they're seeing a big drop in sales actually, or a significant drop in sales. This is another interesting one. Targets, because they track demographics and they track what you've purchased, they send coupons based on what you've purchased, and they sent a girl coupons for baby clothing, and her father found it in the mail, and he asked, why are you getting baby clothing coupons from Target? And so they had found out that she's pregnant before he even knew. So this went kind of viral, and something to be sensitive about. Okay, so what does this mean for marketers? Well, it means that we need to understand how to track and analyze data effectively. It also means we need to be explicit about what we're doing with that data. We need to take steps to ensure data safety online, the safety of our consumers, and we need to be clear on privacy laws because they're different in every country. Okay, shopping the world. There's this growth of cross-border shopping. People are buying in different countries and getting it shipped home. They're buying products that cost more here. They're buying overseas and just getting it shipped to them because it's often cheaper, actually. And then there's this thing called shopping tourism. They go, instead of going just on a trip and enjoying themselves, they go to a place where they can do some lekker shopping, like Dubai or whatever. You know, they situate themselves. In fact, they often spend less money on accommodation so that they have money to shop. And then they're often making their decisions. They're doing social media research before they go, and they're making their decisions even before they get there, based on reviews. So what does this mean for marketers? Well, it means we need to make our products have a global availability. We need to ensure cross-border shipping that's easy, fast, and cheap. And we need to have social media platforms that enable this reviewing of our products. And then number 9, this virtual to real and back again. There's this insatiable desire or appetite for technology, this harmony between online and brick and mortar shopping. It's interesting because the more immediate things become with the online world, the more people are expecting that in store as well. So that trend is following through to the store. People want this closer online, offline kind of world, and technology is enabling that. And also people are buying these, or at least savvy marketers are picking up on these digital trends, and they're producing real world products which are related to the digital world. This is an example. You're right, the hashtag is a big thing. So they made these hashtag earrings on Amazon which sold gazillions, right? Because it's allowing people to live their online life offline as well. They don't just want either or, they want both, and they want them to kind of intersect.
Brick and mortar retailers need new ways to better engage so they can more effectively convert shoppers into buyers. iBeacon is a new feature built into the Apple iOS 7 mobile operating system, allowing retailers to better interact with Apple iPhone and iPad users through low-energy Bluetooth. This experience begins when a customer walks in the door, triggering a sensor which immediately notifies the store associate that a customer's entered the building. The associate can easily tap into detailed information related to purchase history, loyalty status, and favorited items for that individual. Using their iOS 7 mobile devices, customers can also pull on demand special offers, coupons, reviews, and videos. In-store assistance is also a tap away, as app users can request that a store associate come directly to their location to help them with additional questions. Retailers can also create an endless aisle. This lets users see additional sizes, colors, and options available for the product that they are currently holding in their hand. As wearable smart technology becomes more prevalent, retailers can take the experience even further, allowing a comparison of shoppers who are simply viewing the products to those who are holding the product in their hands. Users' shopping carts can be compiled in-store and checked out by the customer, or can easily be swiped to an in-store associate to complete the transaction. Leveraging iBeacon technology as one component of your overall mobile solution will help to improve your customer experience, increase employee efficiency, and provide additional analytics on traffic and products.
And then lastly, there's this focus on staying healthy in this mobile world. Mobile fitness monitoring is growing, apps that allow people to achieve their fitness goals. People are becoming more devoted to their mental well-being because there's so much happening and there's so much pressure being put on them. They're spending a lot of time focusing on how to keep their mind sane. And there's this a sickness called cyberchondria, which is where people go online to try and self-diagnose, and then they go to their doctor saying, but Google said this is what I have. And the doctor's saying, no, but Google, but X, Y, and Z. So there's this interesting patient-doctor dynamic that's growing. Don't know if any of you have done that. And then, okay, there you go. And then there's this growth in health campaigning, like Jamie Oliver, for example, who's campaigning for meat products and all kinds of food, what's being put in children's food products, and people are getting behind that as well. Here's just an example. This is Map My Run, 5.4 million downloads on Android devices. People want to see how far they're running. WebMD, this is an app which allows you to, in a way, self-diagnose and even chat to someone. It's a paid-for app that you can chat to someone. And then you just want counts your calories, and as you can see, lots of downloads. So just a recap. Those are the 10 consumer trends in 2015. Buying convenience, consumption as a route to progress, ordinary people being influencers, this growth of the millennials as the new consumer, malls being placed to experience things, this sharing community and people not holding to their own anymore. The need for privacy, technology enabling them to shop all over the world, and wanting this combination or this integration of their virtual world and their real world, and then this need to stay connected, to stay healthy using the internet. Okay, so just lastly, in a way as a conclusion, it's important to note that the primary thing that is driving these consumer trends is technology, and in particular the mobile phone. The mobile phone is changing the way people act, changing the way people consume, changing the way people communicate. The digital world is here to stay. This is not old news. We know this. It's here and it's here to stay, and it's only going to grow. And it's fundamentally redefining consumers' lives, and it's revolutionizing our society and the economy. So, okay, sure, connectivity. Yeah, I guess you're right. So again, yeah, the question to ask ourselves is, how do these trends affect the attributes that our graduates need as marketers today? And I guess that's the challenge to us as educators. And maybe, this is not necessarily, at least the point to come at this from is not looking at our curriculum and going, oh, we don't have these things in there, what are we going to do? It's more going, how can we work together? How can we work together, to ensure that these attributes, or at least what's needed, is being embedded in our curriculum? So thank you. That's it for me.